What up, K and K squad? So I just wanted to come and touch base with y'all. I'm leaving the hospital now, and they gave me fluids, they gave me Tramadol, they gave me some NyQuil or whatever, and told me to go get some medicine from the pharmacy. I can really take care of myself. So I'm telling them what's wrong with me. They said, damn, you don't even need to come to the hospital. You tell us everything. And everybody that was in there, I know I'm dehydrated. I don't drink enough water. I said, you don't even need to give me them damn fluids. Just let me drink some water. I'll be okay. Because one of the IV that they had put in, I was telling her how to do it. And I said, this is the best vein that I have. And she was like, okay, I'm going to use it. She couldn't get nothing out. As soon as she pulled out, water was just shooting everywhere. I said water. Blood was just shooting everywhere. So I was telling her all the stuff to do. So then the EMT came in. So I was telling my little stories or whatever. I don't know if y'all know, but I've been to school for everything you can imagine. So in the medical field, I went to school for assisted living management, home health aide, CNA, EKG, phlebotomy, LPN, medical assistant, medical billing and coding, medical transcriber. I went to school for registered nursing. I'm a phlebotomy technician. Not only am I a phlebotomy technician, I'm an instructor as well. I'm an EKG instructor, CPR first AAD instructor. And I went to school for EMT, and I was talking about when I went to school for EMT in Pennsylvania, Hazleton, Pennsylvania. The school was like $350. So I'm going to school thinking I'm about to be me a big EMT. I'm about to get that money. Honey, no. I went to go get a job, and they was like, ma'am, there is no rate. You're not getting paid. This is all volunteer work. Then I went to another job. They said it's all volunteer work. So everywhere up there was all volunteer work. I was like, fuck this. And in order for me to transfer to DC, I had to take some other classes because it was different. I was like, I'm not taking nothing. So I was in there having them cracking up. They said that the exit is right there. You need to get the fuck out of here because you crazy as hell. I had them laughing at everything. I was telling them about some of my stories. Like, I got nursing stories for days. I can tell y'all some nursing stories that'll blow y'all mind. I had one story. I was pregnant with Jamon, and I was 8 months. No, I wasn't even 8 months. I had just got pregnant, actually. I was like a month or so, and I have hyperemesis gravidarum, so I throw up 30 times a day when I'm pregnant. So I was working as a nurse in the military for the clinic. So I'm in the clinic and I'm removing warts off in the dermatology clinic. And I removed this wart off this lady's face and just threw up all over her. And because I have hyperemesis, the emesis is the vomit. The emesis was hyper. Went every fucking way. I said, girl, I got stories for days. And that was the last day that I worked, honey. They fired my ass expeditiously. And I said, you know, I got stories for as a nurse and as a patient as well. I said, shit, I had one time I was a patient. One time I was a patient and I had went to get a colonics. I don't know if y'all ever did a colonics. When they take that tube and they put it up in your butt and they pulling all that doo-doo out of there, right? All that gunk and all that stuff. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to be real fresh and so clean. And I'm going to be skinny and it's going to take away pounds off of me. Like, I'm getting too excited. I take my old funky ass in there, lay down on the bed and get that colonics. And my stomach started making all this damn noise and bubble guts. I'm like, oh shit, this shit hurt. Like, this ain't no good feeling. So they was like, ma'am, it's okay. This your first time. Just lay there. Everything gonna be all right. I said, I don't know about this, honey. This is not good feeling. Soon as I got up, she said the colonics is over. Let me see if I can wipe my screen. Okay, I was a little ashy there. She said the colonics is over. Soon as I got up, I just threw up everywhere. What I'm talking about happened is my bowels twisted and came up out my mouth. When I say shit everywhere, literally, shit was all over the fucking room. The lady coming in, she was like, what is that smell? I said, I done shit it all over the place. She said, ain't no way. I said, I don't know if ain't nobody else did it, honey, but this is some different shit right here. Something happened. I said, I can smell the shit in my mouth. Literally, the shit came out my mouth. And I said, I've never in my life had this happen. I never would do a colonics again. She was the last one in there, and it was time to go home. And I was the last patient, and she had to clean all that shit up. I felt so bad. I was like, I wish I could help you, but I'm sick. So then I had that problem. Then I had a lady who I was watching. I was a sitter. And that lady just kept saying, you want to get some shut-eye? And that's the first time I heard that. I was like, what the fuck is some shut-eye? She said, you want to get some shut-eye? I said, I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. I remember that day like it was yesterday. That day I went into labor. And I was so tired. And this lady was in the hospital in the mental ward. So she was on suicide watch. And so I'm trying to watch her, and she was like, girl, go and get some shut-eye. She done told me so many times that I literally dozed off. And when I dozed off, she tried to kill herself. And I woke up to her, and I forgot that right before I came to work, I had took some castor oil. I drunk it. The castor oil, when you pregnant and you want to have your baby, the castor oil make you go into labor. But I wanted to go into labor in the morning though. So I had drunk it thinking it's going to take hours for me to go into labor. While I went to labor and work, I had to run up out of there and go downstairs and go into labor, honey. So I just have the many stories. I had one time I was in a I wouldn't say it was the mental ward. I would say this was the ghetto hospital. Well, it was a nursing home, but it was for ghetto people. And so I'm in the nursing home taking care of these ghetto ass people. And so this one white tea guy, he kept on yelling at me, telling me to get out of here, get out of here. And I was like, why do you keep telling me to get out of here? He said, I don't want you in here. So I came in there anyway because I had to give him his medicine. I was passing meds. Now, in this particular Deanwood Rehabilitation Center is what they call it now, but it wasn't called that back then. So it was called Deanwood Nursing Home back in the day. So I'm in there passing out meds, and I go into his room so I can give him his meds. This motherfucker said, didn't I tell you to get out of here? He took his hand and pulled his hand up, and he had a glob of wet, nasty, sloppy ass dog shit. That's what it looked like on his hand, and he just threw it at me. And my whole white outfit, my whole white nursing uniform, which I thought was tea, was shitty. That's what the fuck it was after he finished with shit tea. I swear, I was like, what the fuck did you just do? And I was like, why? And he said, oh, you want more? And he threw it at me again. I was like, oh shit, this nigga beat my ass with some shit. A glob of green nasty ass shit. So I go into the nursing room and tell the people, oh my God, somebody help me. I gotta go home. This nigga just threw feces all over me. This white tea man that threw feces all over me. And they was like, oh, you're gonna have to stay because we short staffed. You gotta pass meds. Pass meds and shit. Are you crazy? They was like, man, there's nothing we can do. I said, y'all should have prepared for emergencies because this ain't it. I'm taking my ass home. How y'all expect me to? They said, oh man, we got other uniforms for you. They said, we got other uniforms that you can use. I'm like, fuck your uniforms and you. I'm going home. That was the last day I was at Deanwood Rehabilitation Center. Because you ain't about to play me. They play in your face when you work there. When you work at nursing homes and hospitals and all these different places, they really literally be playing in your face. They want you to take your job so serious. They don't take you serious at all. They treat you like dog shit, and they don't want to pay you right. And they want you to do all these people. I remember I used to bust my ass for jobs, and they didn't care nothing about me. They would fire me in 5 seconds flat. And I'm over there busting my ass and helping even other people who was supposed to be working with me. They might have was supposed to have like let's say we supposed to share maybe like 10 clients a piece in the hospital, in the nursing home. They have 10, I have 10. They act like they can't do their 10. I gotta end up doing 15 while they do 5. And they'll leave home. They'll leave and go home early. I got kids too. They'll leave home and go early, leave and go home early. And I'm sitting there not trying to let this stuff be backed up and not trying to leave this stuff undone. And I'll end up doing a job for them while they going home and chilling. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I do not like working with people or for people. Now I work for myself. Now, the middleman, being the middleman is all I care about. Y'all want to be the middleman? Open y'all up a staffing agency and hire them nurses, doctors, and all them people and have their ass working for you and not you working for them. I'll see you guys on the next video.